Hello everyone, let's have ourselves a chat. I'm John from Rusty Chains, and today our chat is about the upcoming delivery charge heist for Payday 3. Now, before we get into the heist and everything, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. The heist is not out for a little bit yet. When we did our pre-release video for Party Powder, a few people got upset that Starbreeze partners were kind of shaping the community's opinion before an update even came out, and our negative coverage quote-unquote poisoned the well. So I want to stress early on, before the heist is released, that this is just my opinion I'm sharing. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. You're more than welcome to ignore this video. No hard feelings, I'll see you in the next one. Alright? Alright, let's jump in. The heist is a large Gensec depot where their armored cars and some high-quality cargo come in for storage. It's a decently sized heist, being just a little smaller than Golden Shark. After going through a few times, the layout seems kind of familiar. More on that in a little bit. For now, let's go over the objectives. The default objectives are just enter the property, find enough loot to hit your quota, and then leave. You'll get additional ones popping up marked as optional, like open the vault, but those are really just guiding you to hit your quota. It's very simple at first glance, and I felt it was a little lacking on my first run. Well, they shut me up pretty quick after that, because you have more randomization elements at play here than in any other heist in Payday 3. And you can also control some really wacky shit going on elsewhere in the heist too. See, there can be a bunch of Gensec armored cars that spawn and have extra loot. The vehicles on property, their location, and how much, if they're carrying anything, are all randomized each run. There's also random events happening in stealth, as an additional armored car can come onto the map, or ones that are present can leave to make deliveries. That's when you'll want to take over some guard boots in the front yard and raise the bollards to stop the cars from leaving so you can help yourself. Now, speaking of the stealth route, that's where this heist really shines. The layout is great. It's a treat to navigate, because most keycard doors or fences can be circumvented with some clever jumping, or use of the really smart air vent layout throughout the building. As I was stealthing this, I had a second where I stopped and thought, God damn, I'm really enjoying this. I was having fun with Payday, in a way I haven't in a hot minute, and in the stealth heist no less. I was so glad to be genuinely enjoying the game like that. However, I do wonder how much of that is the result of the heist's familiarity, which I alluded to earlier. The layout and theming are both very similar to Shadow Raid, the all-time stealth GOAT from Payday 2. The only major difference is that Delivery Charge doesn't have the sewers for you to sneak under the yard, but you can get a zipline bag to go over it, so a lot of the functionality is still there. Otherwise, a lot of the layout is pretty similar, but just scaled down. To be honest, stealthing this made me question how much we even need a Shadow Raid return in Payday 3, which is something I never thought I would say. That feels like sacrilege, but the layout is so similar, if not a bit smaller. And it has a loud version too. Maybe there's room for Shadow Raid as like a free alternative without a loud version, but this heist does fill that void very well. My one real complaint about the stealth side of things is that you're either on the street outside the depot property, which is a public area, or on the property itself, which is entirely marked as secure. That makes it the second consecutive heist release with no real opportunity for maskless stealth since it was functionally useless in Party Powder, and this is the third paid heist in a row without it since it wasn't allowed in Fear and Greed either. I don't love this trend. Paid heist should be the best the game has to offer, and cutting out what is arguably the most interesting and unique part of Payday 3 stealth from multiple paid heists in a row feels like a refusal to take advantage of all the mechanics in the game. It also wastes a lot of skill points on stealth builds, since a lot go into social or maskless stealth, which doesn't really come into play here. I really hope the next paid heists they release brings that back. Now, with that all said, let's move to the loud version of the heist. The objectives are the same as in stealth. There's really no significant change by default. Initially, I was kinda bummed out by this. I like it when heists have a bit more variety between their two paths, so I was down on the heist for that reason initially. Then I saw the assets for this heist. Delivery Charge is unique in that rather than needing favor drops from heist completions, you can purchase the favors directly from Gage on the black market. Quick side note, but Starbreeze has said they're planning to do this for more heists in the future, but they need to work on the UI for the shop a bit. So anyway, Delivery Charge has a boat favor, which does let you spawn in the waterfront area behind the building, and that becomes your escape as well. Now that's kind of standard favor affair. The other 3 favors are a little different though. The next is called Max Capacity, which places more loot on the map, but adds extra security in the form of adding spotter drones to the heist. The third favor is called Refrigerated Tech. This puts 2 Wixia processors on the map, and you need to remove them from their containers to a refrigerated truck, just like in 99 boxes. However, instead of standing in circles, this time you need to first find a refrigerated truck and then find the correct fingerprints on a map to open the containers. Each Wixia processor is worth 20% of your required loot quota for delivery charge, but what's cool is they spawn in addition to the normal bag amount, so you're getting extra money. The last favor is called Road Rage Redux, where you need to get a remote steering device on the side of a transport car, just like Road Rage, and then load it up onto a flatbed truck you have waiting outside. Again, this is in addition to the normal amount of bags, but the truck is worth a whopping 80% of your quota. Now this is kind of insane, to be honest. They put the entire gameplay of Road Rage and 99 Box's main selling point in another heist via favors. I don't remember another time in any other game in the series when they've done that, folding in such big gameplay loops from a previous heist to others like this. The closest I could think of is maybe the Beast from Big Bang showing up again in San Martin, but it still feels like a huge step up from that. I love this! Having these adds a lot to the heist, which feels kind of bog standard otherwise. You can even stack both of these together to make one huge run with everything. It's awesome. If you want to throw all this shit together to make an overinflated, chaotic run, this is a really fun way to do it. Having favors that shake up the gameplay felt really good, but I wish we could have had those and then the traditional deployable or zipline favors in addition. Then I realized we'd functionally be back to pre-planning, so please bring back pre-planning. Though this heist feels like it bridges that gap a bit with these purchasable additions. Now, one last hiccup with the heist. As good as it is, and I really do like this one a lot, it feels like a bit of a retread. Both this heist and the previous paid DLC heist, Party Powder, revolve around the gang robbing a warehouse at night as a response to aggressions from the Palatucci crime family. Both even have their default objectives just being, okay, you're here, go get the loot, and that's it. The main difference, if you're not using those favors we talked about, is that Delivery Charge is one big building, while Party Powder is 3 smaller ones. We're still in the unfortunate situation where a new Payday heist is a rare oasis in a vast content desert, with Party Powder being 3 months old when this one hits. I'd really have liked more variety in the settings and aesthetics between these 2 releases, especially since they could very well be our only new heists this entire year. Even so, that doesn't impede my enjoyment of the gameplay. I had a blast playing this heist in Loud and Stealth, and I do recommend it. It's the most fun I've had with Payday 3 in a long while. Do you guys think you're going to pick it up? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, don't forget to spread that happy and stay rusty.